Most men, when confronted with emotional upheaval, societal expectations, or the sting of possible rejection, tend to fold under the pressure. They often end up compromising their beliefs and personal standards just to avoid discomfort or disapproval. It's not uncommon for them to utter words that don't reflect their true feelings, pursue individuals who clearly show no interest, or abandon their inner peace simply to gain a sense of acceptance. This self-sabotaging behavior is usually driven by deep-rooted insecurities, a fear of being alone, anxiety about being judged, and overwhelming hunger for outside affirmation. Yet, among the masses, there is a distinct and uncommon type of man who navigates the world according to his own internal compass. These men, often categorized as Sigma males, live by principles that separate them from a conventional mold. They do not yield to the noise of popular opinion or bend their values to fit into society's mold. Even when standing alone puts them at odds with the crowd, they embrace solitude over superficial acceptance. While many spend their energy playing social politics and striving to be liked, Sigma males quietly draw unspoken lines they refuse to cross, even if doing so costs them relationships, opportunities, or public approval. To casual observers, this unwavering stance can seem abrasive. Some might label these men as aloof, cold, or even socially dysfunctional. It puzzles people to see someone willingly detach from friendships, reject validation from others, or turn their back on chances most would jump at. But what the world often interprets as pride or rebellion is actually a conscious, disciplined decision. It's not that Sigma males are incapable of connection. They simply won't trade their integrity or dignity for fleeting comfort or conditional acceptance. Spend any time truly observing a Sigma male, and you'll begin to notice a striking pattern. There are certain behaviors and decisions they consistently avoid, things that others do routinely and without hesitation. What follows is a deep dive into 7 fundamental actions that Sigma males simply do not engage in, regardless of what it might cost them. 1. They never chase people who don't reciprocate. The futility of one-sided pursuit. Picture a man persistently reaching out to someone who consistently shows little to no interest. He sends messages that go unanswered for hours, sometimes days. He initiates every interaction, organizes every meetup, and overextends himself emotionally, hoping that his unwavering efforts will eventually be acknowledged and returned. This kind of relentless pursuit isn't rare. Many men convince themselves that being persistent proves loyalty and strength. They cling to the belief that, with time and effort, emotional reciprocity will naturally follow. But more often than not, this mindset becomes a slow poison. It drains their energy, chips away at their confidence, and leaves them questioning their own value. The Sigma male's approach: mutual effort or nothing. Sigma males navigate relationships with a very different compass. They are quick to notice imbalance, when interest is not mutual or effort is lopsided. And once they detect that they're the only ones pushing, they pull back without creating drama or seeking closure. There are no emotional pleas, no guilt-tripping texts, no overanalyzing what went wrong. Instead, they quietly reclaim their attention and redirect it toward pursuits and people that offer genuine engagement. To the Sigma male, the absence of reciprocity is a clear enough signal. It doesn't require confirmation or confrontation. This is not pride, it's self-respect. For Sigma males, walking away from one-sided connections isn't about wounded pride. It's about preserving their emotional energy and self-respect. They believe that love, respect, and connection must flow both ways. Investing in someone who doesn't value your presence sends a wrong message, that your time, love, and attention are up for grabs by anyone, even those who don't truly appreciate them. The wisdom of walking away. As the late Maya Angelou warned, never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. Sigma males take this wisdom to heart. They don't plead for attention or try to change someone's mind. Instead, they move on with quiet strength, secure in the belief that the right people won't need to be chased. They'll naturally meet them halfway. 2. They never play the victim card for sympathy. Society's obsession with victimhood. In today's cultural landscape, sharing personal struggles often earns a strange kind of currency. Social circles and online platforms reward vulnerability with likes, attention, and validation. This has led to a normalization of victimhood. where suffering, real or exaggerated, becomes a shortcut to sympathy and support. For some, playing the victim offers a convenient way to avoid accountability, deflect criticism, or manipulate emotions. Even among well-meaning men, the temptation to lean into past traumas as justification for present-day failures is strong. It can feel easier to say, "I'm this way because of what happened to me," than to take full ownership of one's path forward. The Sigma male stance: strength over sympathy. Sigma males, however, take a starkly different route. Even when life deals them a harsh hand, betrayal, loss, or adversity, they resist the urge to broadcast their pain for sympathy. They process hardship internally, often silently, and emerge stronger for it. They don't use their wounds as tools to gain attention or shield themselves from consequences. Rather than framing themselves as victims, they prefer to be seen as warriors, scarred, perhaps, but never defeated. To them, strength lies not in revealing your pain to the world, but in mastering it without seeking applause. Emotional maturity, not emotional suppression. It's important to note that Sigma males are not emotionally disconnected. They feel deeply, but they don't let their emotions dominate their identity or control their decisions. Instead of wallowing in misfortune, they choose resilience. They recognize that hardship is part of life, but not an excuse to stagnate or blame others. They believe in moving forward without dragging the past behind them like a chain. The power of self-accountability. Eleanor Roosevelt's words, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent," resonate deeply with the Sigma male. He lives by this principle. He understands that his worth isn't dictated by external judgment or past pain. Even when things go wrong, he doesn't point fingers. He looks inward, evaluates his own choices, and takes full responsibility for his outcomes. This quiet but unwavering sense of accountability separates him from those who rely on pity to navigate life. In a world increasingly comfortable with blame and emotional dependency, the Sigma male stands out as a rare figure of emotional autonomy and personal responsibility. 3. They never tolerate energy vampires. Identifying emotional drainers. Almost everyone has encountered individuals who seem to drain the life out of a room. These people consistently dominate conversations with their personal problems, complaints, and chaotic stories. Whether it's drama at work, endless gossip, or playing a victim in every situation, they have a way of hijacking attention and turning every interaction into a therapy session where they're the constant patient. They rarely listen, and when they do, it's only to respond with more of their own emotional baggage. The result? Anyone who engages with them feels mentally and emotionally depleted. Most people put up with such individuals out of a misplaced sense of duty or guilt. They fear appearing unsupportive or unkind, so they endure hours of emotional dumping, thinking they're being a good friend. But over time, this constant exposure to negativity takes a toll. Their own mood dips, their energy wanes, and they start to carry the weight of someone else's emotional chaos, without realizing the damage being done to their own mental clarity and peace. The Sigma male solution: strategic distance. Sigma males, however, are especially attuned to the draining nature of emotional parasites. They are highly sensitive to where their energy goes, and they recognize when someone is using them as an emotional crutch rather than engaging in mutual connection. Rather than confronting the person or trying to fix the situation, Sigma males opt for quiet detachment. They don't offer explanations or ultimatums. They simply begin to scale back their involvement. They reply less frequently, keep conversations short, and gradually become unavailable. In time, the energy vampire moves on, often without realizing they've been cut off. This tactic isn't about being cold or dismissive. It's about protecting their peace. Sigma males understand that some people thrive on creating chaos, and engaging with them only fuels the cycle. The healthiest option in their eyes is to disengage entirely, the freedom of selective engagement. This approach aligns with Viktor Frankl's insight. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude. Sigma males fiercely guard this freedom. They make conscious choices about who gets access to their time and emotional bandwidth. They'd rather be alone than allow someone else's negativity to invade their mental space. This selective engagement is what helps them stay grounded and centered in a world full of noise. For they never confuse social status for real character. the illusion of external success. Modern society is deeply invested in appearances. We're taught to admire people based on their titles, bank accounts, or follower counts. A person with a luxury car is seen as successful. A CEO is assumed to be intelligent. An influencer with a polished feed is often viewed as admirable. But beneath the surface, these assumptions frequently crumble. Many people who appear powerful or accomplished on the outside lack the depth, integrity, or emotional maturity that truly defines character. Yet, most people continue to fall into this trap, placing blind trust or admiration in those who wear status like a crown. They excuse bad behavior from the rich and powerful, rationalize arrogance as confidence, and confuse popularity for wisdom. This obsession with surface-level validation distorts how we judge worth. The Sigma male's perspective: judge by actions, not labels. Sigma males see through the facade. They are not easily impressed by money, fame, or position. Instead, they evaluate people based on behavior, consistency, and how they treat others, especially those who can't offer anything in return. A person's job title means nothing to a Sigma male if their actions don't align with integrity. They don't care if you're a billionaire, a celebrity, or a janitor. What matters to them is your authenticity, your respect for others, and your ability to stay true to your word. This nonconformist attitude often baffles people who are obsessed with status. They expect automatic respect based on credentials or wealth, and when the Sigma male offers none, they feel challenged or offended. But Sigma males don't play those games. They hold everyone to the same standard. Respect must be earned, not assumed. Maya Angelou's timeless wisdom. Maya Angelou once said, "People will never forget how you made them feel." This sentiment echoes the Sigma male's core belief system. For them, emotional impact matters far more than surface-level success. They remember kindness, sincerity, and honesty, not what's printed on someone's business card or posted on their profile. In a world obsessed with image and illusion. 5. They never give control to people who've let them down. The false choice: cut off or be a doormat. When someone breaks their trust, most men tend to react in extremes. On one end, they might sever all ties, erasing the person from their life entirely, fueled by anger or heartbreak. On the other, they may keep forgiving over and over, clinging to hope that things will change. They let the same person hurt them repeatedly, mistaking unconditional loyalty for strength. This cycle becomes a form of self-betrayal, where the need to maintain a relationship outweighs the need to protect one's emotional well-being. The Sigma male's middle path: polite but distant. Sigma males, however, take a balanced, more emotionally intelligent route. When someone shows themselves to be unreliable, manipulative, or disloyal, the Sigma male doesn't explode in rage or issue dramatic ultimatums, nor does he continue to trust blindly, waiting for different results from the same patterns. Instead, he makes quiet but decisive adjustments. He pulls back, not out of malice, but out of self-respect. The relationship may continue on the surface, cordial, respectful, even friendly, but the depth and intimacy are never the same. Trust, once broken, is not easily rebuilt in his world. He treats past behavior as a reliable forecast for future behavior, and he refuses to gamble with his peace of mind again. Warren Buffett's lesson on trust. Warren Buffett once said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." Sigma males embody this philosophy. They understand the value of trust, not as something disposable or easily restored, but as a sacred currency. Once someone squanders it, they don't get the same access again. Sigma males don't hate or seek revenge. They simply reorganize their emotional investments. They believe in second chances only when accompanied by real change, not empty apologies or promises. 6. They never fake liking someone for social gain. The exhausting game of social politics. In most social and professional settings, people often wear masks to blend in or get ahead. They pretend to enjoy superficial conversations, offer fake compliments, laugh at jokes they don't find funny, and maintain relationships with people they secretly dislike, all in the name of networking, status, or advancement. This exhausting dance of pretense is seen as necessary by many, a form of strategic diplomacy designed to gain favors, promotions, or popularity. The Sigma male's authenticity. Sigma males want no part in this charade. They are not interested in being liked by everyone, nor do they seek approval from people they don't respect. While they are respectful and civil, they never fake connection. If they don't like someone's energy, values, or character, they keep their distance. They won't flatter to climb a ladder, nor will they pretend to align with people just to fit into a social group. This often means they lose out on certain opportunities, promotions, alliances, invitations. But what they gain is far more important: authenticity. Their relationships may be fewer, but they are deeper, more genuine, and built on mutual respect rather than shallow performance. Oscar Wilde's truth. Oscar Wilde famously said, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." Sigma males live by this mantra. They know that pretending to be someone else just to be accepted is the fastest way to lose your sense of identity. They choose integrity over image, and in doing so, they attract others who value realness over reputation. In a world filled with fakes and flatterers, their authenticity becomes both a shield and a beacon. 7. They never show off or act superior in groups. The ego trap of social dominance. In most group settings, whether among friends, colleagues, or strangers, many men feel a subtle but powerful urge to assert their value. They jump at every opportunity to showcase their achievements, intelligence, or status. Some do it through overt bragging, while others opt for more subtle forms of self-promotion, interrupting conversations to make their point, correcting others to seem smarter, or downplaying someone else's success to elevate their own. At its core, this behavior is driven by insecurity, the need to be seen, to be admired, and to be perceived as important within the social hierarchy. The Sigma male's quiet confidence. Sigma males, however, reject this unspoken contest. They possess a quiet, grounded confidence that doesn't need an audience. They don't seek to dominate conversations, impress anyone, or one-up those around them. In fact, they often prefer to observe rather than speak, to listen rather than boast. They are completely comfortable with who they are, and because of this, they don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Ironically, this restraint and composure make them stand out even more. While others strive for attention and validation, the Sigma male's calm detachment draws curiosity and admiration without effort. Lao Tzu's wisdom. Lao Tzu once said, "Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know." This ancient wisdom perfectly encapsulates the Sigma male's approach. He knows that real power doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need validation, applause, or recognition. The more certain a Sigma is of his worth, the less he feels the urge to advertise it. His value is not in what he says, but in how he carries himself, composed, self-assured, and unaffected by the need for social dominance. Conclusion: the unshakable Sigma code. At the heart of the Sigma male's philosophy lies one fundamental truth. He follows his own internal compass. He doesn't mold himself to fit into society's boxes, nor does he chase approval, status, or popularity. Instead, he walks his path with silent conviction, unbothered by noise, criticism, or expectation. He distances himself from people who drain his energy, walks away from relationships that lack mutual respect, and never compromises his values just to belong. He refuses to play the victim, avoids superficial connections, and places authenticity above convenience. In social settings, he never tries to overshadow others or compete for attention. His power doesn't lie in trying to be superior. It lies in never needing to. In a world that constantly pressures men to be louder, richer, and more dominant, Sigma males choose a quieter, more powerful rebellion, unwavering self-respect. And that is precisely why they remain so rare and so deeply compelling. Do these ideas resonate with you? If you found yourself nodding along or reflecting deeply on the traits and experiences we explored in this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts. The Sigma male mindset isn't often talked about openly, and your perspective, whether you identify with it personally or have encountered in others, adds valuable depth to the conversation. Drop a comment below and let me know, which part hit home the most for you? Have you seen these traits in yourself or someone you know? Your insights help build a community where authenticity and growth are prioritized over popularity and performance. If you're drawn to this kind of introspective, no-nonsense content around Sigma males, psychological strength, emotional intelligence, and high-value living, there's more waiting for you. Explore the other videos on this channel for deeper dives, actionable insights, and raw truths that cut through the noise. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp, stay grounded, and stay unapologetically real. Until next time.